Hey everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You with your hosts Mark and Dwayne.
What up?
And go ahead and follow us, subscribe to us, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Leave us those 5-star reviews. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us, hit that bell icon.
Yep.
Get us that
Subscribe,
notification.
hit the bell.
Like
so
all
get,
that. All the normal YouTube stuff.
So you get all the recent and most up-to-date posts from us. Also, please, in the comments, comment like. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We'll get up those YouTube charts so that more people can see this stuff and we can have more debates about cool stuff, I guess.
Yeah. You can see us more.
Yeah, you
That's
can
what
see
it's all about.
Seeing us more.
And today's topic is the N-word,
Whoa.
which I am an expert of.
It's a bunch of stuff, but we start off with the N-word.
We're starting out with the N-word. First thing, just really quick out of the way, because it just kept popping up on Twitter and stuff. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump is getting lynched, apparently, according to himself.
I believe it.
So he's comparing his impeachment thing and like the stuff he's going through to a lynching.
Yes.
Which, I mean, first of all, what do you think?
I'm trying to find what's wrong here.
How?
Because I agree. All right.
I heard someone say the best. They were like, Donald Trump cares so little about black people that he compares black people's death to just a slight inconvenience.
Yep.
That's how
Pretty much.
little he cares.
Because, I mean...
And then a whole bunch of stats started coming out, like 4,400 African Americans were lynched between, like, I guess whenever slavery was done with, up until, like, maybe Jim Crow's era stuff.
Right.
It was just constantly just kept happening. So that's just on record, too.
I mean...
4,400 on record.
And
But you know
Donald Trump is the 45th president,
Damn.
I think.
Oh, shit.
Look, he's over y'all niggas' heads
shit.
at this point. I mean, he ain't over my head, because, I mean, I fuck with President Trump.
40401.
Mr. President Trump, sir. As Uncle Ruckus would say.
But like, how fucking delusional is a person to think like, oh, this horrible thing that happened in American history is happening to me because I'm getting caught doing a whole bunch of crime.
Why?
No,
Why are you guys messing with me for doing bad stuff? But that's everybody in the world, though. It really is everybody in the world. Because like what? I had this conversation with my girl last night. Shout out to her. But I was talking about I was just breaking up like the reason, because she brought up like an interesting scenario. She was like, a lot of people are mad at Gina Rodriguez. Shout out to her too. Regarding the whole N-word thing, and I was like, and then she was like, so do you think like, what if a celebrity who was like a non-singer, like basically a non-musician, right? I was like, okay. She was like, well, what would you think would happen if that celebrity said the N-word just out, and they were like, you know what? I'm not gonna apologize because I grew up this way. I grew up around people who were in the culture and everything, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? And then I was like, so they're not black? And she was like, yeah. And then she was like, so what will happen? I was like, honestly, nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. And then she's like, why? And I was like, because today it's acceptable to just take whatever you want from black people. It's just acceptable. It's like taking from black people has become just common. It's culture now.
Give me your phone.
Oh, okay, here. Thanks, man.
Thanks, black person.
No problem. But it's like, and a lot of people I think aren't just putting two and two together, but it really is just common. Like, oh, what, niggas made it popular? Okay, we're about to take that in a couple months. Just calm down here, buddy. Like, and now it's getting to the point now. It's like it's not even popular stuff. It's like we're gonna take all the pain. We're gonna take the words. We're gonna take the slurs. Yeah, we're gonna use all for us. Just all for us because fuck you. Like, and when you brought up the whole like he's comparing it to lynching and everything, that's another thing. Now it's like we don't even get that. You know what I mean? It's like, because it's just...
He's like, what do you call it? Like minimizing the issue? Or
just another thing that's going to be like... Because, I mean, think about it. For years, like, slavery was this horrible instance in American history, and it was just terrible, and 400 years and all this other stuff, right? However, now, we've gotten to the point now where people are like, I'm sick of movies about slavery. It was 400 years ago.
It wasn't.
Why do we care? like my aunt, like, you know, I didn't do it. It was my ancestors and things like that. So it just got like the whole point of the whole reason of bringing it up, which is like, no, you guys did something horrible. You need to come to grips with that.
Oh, so slavery is not over. It's happening right now.
Right. But they're in the sense that they want you to believe it's over, right?
Yeah.
So like all these things and everything, right? And it's like they do so much, and I'm not, when I say they, I don't mean white people. I really do mean like just people in general, right? They do so much to make it just an insignificant part now of the world. And I always say this because I'm always like, compare slavery movies to movies about like the Holocaust or like anything like that. Those movies are like revered. And
Never go out of style.
They never go out of style. You can always bring it back. It's always looked upon like, oh my God.
I can't believe this happened.
Oh, gee, how did they? Oh, just this 4 years of devastation.
Even though that internment camp shit is still happening right now,
right?
With Mexicans. We're not Mexicans, but just like Latin people.
Yeah,
refugees.
This 4 to 5 year period of just devastation. It's just how dare you? And then like slavery, it's just like, again, come on, guys, we're trying to move forward. Like, and that's just the thing. So when you talk about this whole Trump thing, it's like, yeah, of course he's gonna use that. Of course, why not? It's another way, just on the way out to be like a fuck you.
Little kick on the way.
Little kick on the way out. Yeah, I did that too.
Ow, my shin.
Oh God, my shin feels like just like when my neck snaps if I got lynched.
Damn.
Like, I know what the blacks feel like.
Oh, I get it. I would complain for 400 years too.
Let's tax the poor more.
You hear about that real quick? Like fucking working class or middle class people got taxed more than billionaires this year.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yep. I don't know if you saw your checks, but I saw my checks, and I was like,
I haven't gotten money back in my taxes in forever.
I haven't got money back in 2 years. So, and I know that, and this isn't like a flex or anything like that. I know that I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I make a good amount of money. However, I still look at it like, come on, man.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't make that much money to where I should be paying.
Right. And I'm like,
yeah, I'm like,
this is why we vote, eh?
Yeah,
I get it now.
I got to experience that, oh, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of shit on my tax return, maybe like for 1 or 2 years when I was working, and then it just never happened again.
Nope.
I was like, oh fuck.
And then now I'm another reason why I'm looking forward to getting married. Those tax breaks. Hey, come here, buddy. Combine these incomes and give me more. Give me some money. But
it's a good reason to get married. Actually,
yeah, it's like
business transactions.
It's all business. No, but. That leads into my thing about going back to the N-word and everything like that, right? So last week we talked about Gina Rodriguez and everything that she pretty much stirred up and everything.
Right, and it wasn't really about the word; it was about the person, like what she's done in the past.
Right. But in that conversation I was having with my girl, I said something that I was just like, you know what? It just dawned on me. I was like, it has nothing to do with the word at all. It has nothing to do with the word. It has nothing to do with the person, right? It has everything to do with, at the end of the day, for some reason, like I just said, all our shit just gets taken. It gets taken, and it gets used however the fuck it needs to be, wants to be, like however people see fit to use it. It's gonna be used, and that is the real issue when it comes to like black people and the N-word. But I feel like now the N-word is becoming just what's the word I'm looking for? It is a symbol of like just everything now, and like so that's why I feel like black people feel so strongly about it.
It's like the one thing, like you still like if you're gonna say you're gonna get in fucking trouble,
right? It's
like you could take a whole bunch of other things, but not this fucking thing.
And it's not like even like the whole getting in trouble thing, right? It's like I feel like it's not even. I feel like it's not even that. I feel like it's like why do you need like a lot of people say like why do you need to say it? Like how come we just can't have this? It's something that like y'all bestowed upon us in a fucked up manner, and we turned it into like for niggas. It's a term of endearment, right? Sometimes it's a term of like fucking niggas, man, right? But it's our term. It's like in the community, in the culture, we can use it against each other and be fine with it, right? However, it's like that has to be taken too. Like you can't have it. Oh, you made it cool? nah, we want it back. Like, you know, we want it back and everything like that. And it's so funny because you look at everything. And I was telling my girl, I was just like, I was like, look at pop culture, right? Everything that's popular involves black people. Everything. There's nothing that you can look at that didn't come from like, oh, that was a black person. You know, like we can look at music, rock and roll, country, black people, rap, black people, right? But these genres, you know, got taken, and now you think of, like when you think of country music, you associate white people. You don't associate black people. When you think of rock and roll, you associate white people.
Blues and stuff.
Yeah, like the original country is
who's
blues.
the king of rock and roll?
Fucking who? Elvis? Well, who the fuck is it Elvis?
That's what people think, right?
Right.
But who the fuck did he steal everything from?
Chuck Berry. Like, and this is like, it's just insanity. It's insanity. And like Elvis, oh, real side note, I don't know. there's a list out right now because it's like fucking list season because of course like the whole entertainment industry is fucking based off parody. And basically, when one thing works, fucking let's all do it, right? So that podcast, which was I believe it's a urban podcast, so shout out to them. They need a whole bunch of credit because they did what Complex's whole like fucking job was for like years. Just did it way better than them. So that podcast that made that top 50 rapper list and that shit went viral, and it started a whole bunch of like talking and everything like that. Since then, all these lists just keep fucking popping up, right? So Rolling Stone decided to create a top 100 vocalist list. I'm not gonna get into it, all right, because there's a podcast that shouts to Joe Budden podcast. They talked about it today. I've seen some snippets of that list, and that list is the funniest shit ever. Because I think, like most people thought, because I sure do, because I have ears. I'm pretty well. I 100% believe that black people sing better than white people. Like 100%. Like there might be some fucking like anomalies. That's cool and everything like that. But like generally speaking, hell no, right? This Rolling Stone list, it had Elvis as like the number 3 greatest vocalist of all time. Come on, bro.
If I could walk away, I would.
Like I think Whitney Houston was like in the 20s or 30s. Like Mary J. Blige, I think was 99. No, she was 100, I want to say. Really?
Elvis is better than her. Yeah.
Really? And then, like, they had fucking... Oh, my God. They had... And I was like, who... You know, it just... I think they had, like, Bob Dylan at, like, either, like, 13th or something. And I'm like, Bob Dylan?
But he was, like, known for, like... You could still sound bad and still make, like...
Right. But
good
see,
music.
That's the thing. That's different. If you're talking about artists, that's different. Because Bob Dylan songwriting ability is incredible.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he was like people make fun of him like he sounds like trash, but he made such good music, he still made it.
But see, that's a different than to change the list type.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
right.
He should not have been in that list at all.
And like they had a whole like Johnny Cash. You ever heard Johnny Cash song? He talks like he sings in a monotone voice. What the fuck? Like and it was so funny because even like the good white singers, I think like Steven Tyler was like really low. And like Steven Tyler can outsing like a whole bunch of niggas on that list who are white. Like what the fuck? Like Freddie Mercury was like pretty low. And it was like,
what?
How?
Freddie Mercury is like the fucking best vocalist probably. He had those extra teeth that could reach like those octaves and shit.
How? Like and it was I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, this list was made by some bullshit person.
Like whoever did that shit, you need your ass beat. But even shit like that, right? It gets taken. It gets taken. And there's no credit given. There's no fucking like little like nod like, hey, yeah, we took this and everything, right? And I feel like that's the issue. The issue isn't the N-word. It just has nothing to do with that shit. Honestly, I feel like most black people are like me. We can care less, all right? Just don't say that shit to me if you're not black. We ain't got no issues, right? Everything else, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care, right? However, at the end of the day, what I do care about is the shit that I get mad about every day. I get mad that, and this might sound a little crazy, but I'm just gonna go off and rant. Screw it. I get mad every day when I get on the train. I get out of my car, I get on the train. I get mad when everyone is dressed like me. And they look like me. But they're not me.
But you get in trouble for it.
Exactly. I get mad when these people they can, wear their pants a certain type of way. They can rock shoes that, a certain type of way. There was a kid who had the new Yeezys on my train, right? It was I know for a fact he was of Hispanic descent, right? This motherfucker had the new Yeezys on, right? And I'm like, you know what's crazy about that? If we were to wear that, first thing we get, if from someone who's not in the culture, it's like, oh, look at those niggers spending their money on something that's not even, who cares? Who's not worth anything? Oh my God. Like, what a waste, right? Yeah. But it's like, for other people, for white people and shit, it's cool. It's swag. It's oh yeah, you have to work for those. You earned that, right? You earned to fucking do that and everything like that. It's bullshit. I hate it. I hate that people get to use our terminology. I hate that people get to use our slang. I hate that people get to fucking non-black people non-black girls call fucking they have the nerve to call other girls basic. I'm like, that's our shit. We made that. Do you even know just there's so many things, and I get it. We do live in a society where culture is shared, because the best culture is fucking shared culture. I understand that. I just have an issue when our culture gets taken the most, but then everyone has the biggest problem with us. Because I'm like, all the shit that you do is us. So how can you erase us from it? You know what I mean? And that's the shit that, if this comes off as racist, fuck it. All right? I'm not trying to be, because I'm being very honest. I'm not saying, oh, if only black people can do this shit. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm saying is, I just want people to pay homage. That's all I want at the end of the fucking day. That's it. All right? I have a coworker at work, and this motherfucker got his hair braided at work, right? I think it took fucking 30 minutes. And I was just like, ain't this a bitch? This motherfucker doesn't even have our hair. He just fucking stole it, right? And he didn't even have to go get that shit flat iron, get that shit. Nah, he just did it right then and there. And everyone was like, oh, it looks cool. Oh, you like Post Malone? I was like, fuck Post Malone. What the fuck? I hate this shit, man.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
That's the comparison.
That's who you went to? Fuck, man. I hate it. I can't stand it. It irks the fuck out of me, right?
That's so fucking stupid.
And I'm like, why? Why?
That person that compared you to Post Malone erased black people so much from their head. They
Quick.
were like, braids? Post Malone. Cornrows, Post Malone.
Post Malone. Yeah,
he's the one that did it.
Yeah, he has braids. Everyone knows, right? I told the story on here about my old coworker who went to Coachella, and she said she was doing the Kylie Jenner braids, and I was like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's just everything gets fucking.
Hey man, calm down. You're not allowed to get angry. As a black person, you're not allowed to get angry because you're a danger when you're angry. You're not allowed to show your emotions.
Even that shit. You know what I mean? Even that shit we can't do. We can't get mad. We can't show black, and I've already talked about how I feel like males are being taught to be a lot softer these days, but especially the black man. All right, especially us. All right, there's a fucking systematic something's going on because they want all us to be soft as shit. However, fucking it's great when fucking Billy down the street who fucking has a whole bunch of Confederate flags is talking about fuck you. All right. This is America. Oh, he's such a patriot. Oh, God, look at him. Oh, he's so hot. But fucking us walking down the street with no shirt on. Oh, God, everyone run. He's about to commit a crime. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I just want to, again, for the record, I like white people. I'm cool with y'all. I'm cool with Hispanic people. I'm cool with Asian people. I'm cool with all y'all niggas. All right? What I don't like is that y'all take everything, but we can't have nothing of y'all's. I told my girl, I was like, think about it. I was like, how many clubs have you been to with me? She was like, a lot. And I was like, okay. I was like, how many of them have been Spanish clubs? She was like, a few. I was like, but it's a Spanish club, right? She was like, yeah. I was like, how many clubs have been fucking techno clubs? She was like, none. I was like, yeah, because that's weird. But I was like, how many of them have been...
You're just not ready for it, okay?
How many of them have been hip-hop clubs? She was like, a bunch. I was like, no. None. Those are just clubs. And then she kind of paused. And I was like, yeah, no, that's just a club. It's not a hip-hop club. Why is it a hip-hop club? Tell me why. I'm like, because they play hip hop music? Yeah, but it's not considered that. It's considered a club. You see the fucking descriptions? Top 40. We play the top 40 hits and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blase, blah, and everything like that. There's a super dope club a little bit from us that we've been to a couple times. It's fucking nothing but Asians, which is fine. Like, I don't care, right? Because the club's fucking dope, right?
It's the cool Asians.
It's cool Asians. I fuck with y'all.
You guys know the difference.
Like, I don't care who's in there, but I just laugh because I'm like, none of you people will go to the places where this music really does pop off.
We've been to one. It was a pretty scary area. It was a New Year's thing, remember?
Oh no, well I've been to more because
I've only been to one.
Yeah, he's
but
been to that
I don't
one.
really go to clubs.
Yeah, he don't go to clubs, but there was one in Long Beach that you didn't know about or whatever. That shit got shut down. This was the funny part. That shit was ran by black people. I could tell. Because no. Let me tell you how. Because at the door, it was just a nigga checking IDs. You did not get patted down. You did not get searched. Everyone in that bitch that like the couple of times I had went, I know we had because I had mine on me. So I'm like, niggas was strapped. And it was the funnest time, but it was fucking like, it was low lighting. Niggas was smoking in there. Niggas was high as shit in there. And it was the dopest time. All right. However.
Tell me about this club.
However, that shit is now shut down, so you won't find it. Because obvious reasons,
wink,
right?
wink.
But, also, never mind. I'll get to that later. But, like I was telling her, I was like, yeah, those are just considered like clubs, just dance clubs. And I was like, but you can't. I'm like, a black person can't make a club and call it a black club. Never. It'll never be allowed. I'm like, but you can have a Spanish club, you can have a techno club, you can have a house club.
Well, yeah, because a black club maybe start out as a black club, but because it's so fucking cool, everyone's gonna go there.
Exactly. And I told her, I was like, how many people do you see in a Spanish club that aren't of Hispanic descent? Really?
She's like, one. She's just pointing at you the whole time.
If you have to do that, that proves my point. And then she was like, well, there's no one saying that you can't go in there, but see, I'm like, here's the thing.
The looks you get.
Yeah, we can go in there, but we will not be comfortable. We will not be comfortable at all. But I'm like, y'all niggas come into our shit and feel right at home. And I was like, you want to know why? Going back to what I said, because it is now. It's culture to take black culture. It's fine. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. All right? Because, they're black? Sure, take it. Imagine, again, like, fucking twerking, all that shit. That's a black thing, right? All, like, so many girls and guys, whoever the fuck, they all go out and do it, right? It's fine.
There's fucking classes on it now.
Yeah, it's classes and shit. It's all cool, right? However.
Look at those videos up.
However, now, just imagine... you've seen videos of like girls trying to twerk and everything like that, and they're funny when they can and everything like that.
Yeah, every night.
Of course. But how many videos have you seen of like, here's black people trying the salsa? You don't see any, do you?
Nah, I don't.
Like here, a black person trying the river dance.
Unless it's like recommended after the twerking video's done, I'm not gonna see it.
If it's not voluptuous black man salsas, it's not getting clicked on.
I've seen where I want to say it's like in Texas, like black and Spanish culture mix a lot, and like, there's like black people that speak like Spanish fluently,
right?
And they get into the fucking bandas and shit like that, and they can sing it. It's like fucking dope, but it's like one video I've seen.
That's my point. It's fucking rare. It's so rare, and I'm like, and again, I'm not saying that like we should have a problem with these cultures. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, I just wish that those cultures were more accepting of us. Because we accept everybody. And maybe, this might sound crazy, maybe we should stop doing that. Maybe we should go back a little bit to like, being like, nah, don't do that. Because maybe it'll make people understand, like, respect us. Then you can come back in. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's crazy. It's like, I can't go to a Korean club and do what? Without everyone looking at me like, why the fuck you here?
Some barbecue, dude.
Why are you here? And it's fun. Like I brought up that club that it's not even like an Asian club. Like I'm pretty sure I'm quite sure actually Asians own it. A lot of Asians go in there, but it's not an Asian club. It's just a dance club, right? You know how many times I've heard conversation of Asians like looking at Mexicans or whoever and being like, "Why are they here?"
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I have a friend who,
Is exclusively into Asians. We
No,
don't
no,
mind him.
no, not him. But I have a friend who during my engagement party there, we were dancing, and then there was like an Asian dude, like a couple, it was like a couple, like I would say like frat Asian guys behind them, and they had they had bumped into him, and then he turned, and then they're like, "Oh, my bad," and then he was like, "Nah, man, it's all good," and then out of nowhere they were just like. Oh yeah, like we love Taco Bell too. Yeah, like all that. And then they started making like all these like
What?
super like racist things about Mexicans, and I was like, and I'm thinking like, oh, it's about to go down. But he was just like, he didn't think about it or whatever. He didn't care. And I was just like, cool. I was like, fine, whatever, man. But for me, I was like, that was enough for that Asian kid to get fucking knocked out. For me,
hey, you saw good. We like Taco Bell.
and I was just like, what the fuck, right? And I'm like, again, you will not go into any black, like urban club setting. You're not gonna hear none of that. You're not gonna hear like, oh, you went here, you must love fried. No, you're not gonna hear none of that shit.
I do like fried chicken.
Whatever, man. But you're not gonna hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the thing that. I don't know, man. You tell me what happens. You tell me what happens, because maybe I'm looking at the world just crazy.
Why does it happen?
Yeah,
because no one gives a shit about you guys. What? I mean, it sounds fucked up, but it's true. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. Like you, throughout fucking history, you've been painted as just like animals, and I'm not using that as like a metaphor. I'm like literally like animals, like monkeys and all that shit.
right.
So it's they might not realize it, but pretty much everyone's racist towards black people because it's been conditioned into us, and to the point where we can't even fucking tell the difference. It's like that shit. That story got swept way under the fucking story about like, oh, we're supposed to like back Hong Kong and their protests and everything like that. But then LeBron said his thing. Whatever. He said his thing. He stuck his fucking foot in his mouth. Whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. He did that.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, you start hearing the protesters start chanting the N word. They start calling him a fucking slave. They start calling him a low IQ monkey and shit like that. Got swept in the rug. No one gave a fuck. No one gave a fuck that all these fucking people were being super fucking racist, even though this guy just fucking misspoke. Fucking just stuck his foot in his mouth a little bit. Being egotistical and shit.
Man.
So that's what I'm saying. That's how the world fucking sees you.
And then that's going back to what we talked about last week about when I said he could have just said nothing and everything like that. I mean, let me just say this. Like, I feel like we're both on the side of democracy, right? So it's like, of course, we understand that. I understand what Hong Kong wants because they do rule under a dictatorship. So it's like, I get it, So I support that, right? But let me be very clear. With this. And this might be it might be me taking some bullets, but I don't give a fuck. Do I give a shit about Hong Kong? No. Like, I don't give a shit. Because I know for a fact, y'all don't care about me. So why should I care? You know what I mean? Like let's keep it 100. Like, why should I care? I know for a fact that when most of y'all see me, I'm a nigger. Probably like 98% of y'all. So I'm like, why the fuck do you want our figures to bag you up just to be like, yes, thanks, nigger?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what the fuck? And then, again, I don't know if we have to go into being like super, super racist towards everybody and just fucking now segregating ourselves off from the world.
It's that thing. Asians do this very well because how many places do you go to where there's a Chinatown?
A lot.
Right? They're very good about like keeping their culture ingrained close to their heart. Like they make it a part of wherever they go, which is fucking awesome.
Right.
They do it like the fucking best. I would say below that maybe Hispanic people, Latin people.
Right, and that's just based on the sheer fucking volume of what you guys
there's
have.
There's just whole areas over here. Like I don't know how it is everywhere else, but like there's whole areas over here. It's just like nothing but fucking bodegas and like fucking like meat markets and shit like that. Just Mexican owned. I don't see any like the black community having that. You know what I'm saying? Like where there's just areas of just like it's all black owned shops, black owned businesses, all that crap like that, and just I don't see that. It's spread out, and it's like, like just like the dance clubs where there's hip hop stuff.
Right.
It's like sprinkled all across everywhere, but there's nothing like where it's just like centralized.
Right.
And if that could be possible somehow, some way, I don't know how it would be. I don't know what kind of shops it would be and
Right.
stuff. But if that ever happens, if they allow it to happen, because if like they start fucking doing it, starts fucking going, it's gonna be hit with some bullshit.
Right.
Like, oh, they raided this place and it was full of drugs. What? Shit like that. So I don't know how it would come to fruition, but if it did, that would really help. Like this whole like getting credit and like people caring about when it's being like just taken and
Yeah.
no credit given.
And that's the thing.
Because
Like,
you can't take like simple shit like if you start practicing a martial arts or something like that. It'll never be taken away from Asians.
yeah, it'll never be fucking. This is black karate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never gonna happen.
Shit like that. Like I can't think of any other examples, but yeah, anytime you try to steal anything or steal like in this context, from any other culture,
Right.
you can't. The credit always goes back to that culture.
Right.
It just happens with black people, and that's it.
Fucking the NBA, which is I believe globally the most popular sport. At least I guess
I'll say
American
soccer.
sport. Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm American. See, that's the thing though. But soccer isn't popular over here. So
Yeah.
globally, I don't know. It's a toss up because of course soccer overseas rules everything, right? But here, no one cares. Basketball does very well overseas and over here. Obviously, everyone cares. So it's like I don't know, but I'll just say for the American sports, basketball is like the biggest globally, right? the NBA logo is Jerry West, who Jerry West was a great player, fucking Hall of Famer, right? Great executive, genius, right? He like basically so many of the dynasties you guys know about, the Lakers, the Kobe and Shaq Lakers, the fucking Golden State Warriors, and right now the Clippers. That's Jerry West, all right? That's his mind making these teams, right? So dude's a fucking genius, right? However, he's the NBA logo. Jerry West is white. You mean to tell me that there's been nobody that's come around since Jerry West that just hasn't been fucking athletically way more gifted and better than Jerry West? Think about that, man. Like fucking Michael Jordan can't be the logo. Fucking Kobe can't be the logo. Shaq, I don't give a shit. Like all these people who have done way better than Jerry West, right, as a basketball player. None of them are the logo. A white man that most people don't even fucking know is the logo. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like all this shit, and like you said, I don't know what would happen. I just found out a couple months ago that fucking Culver City is like the closest thing we have over here to something that's like a whole bunch of black-owned businesses and black people and everything like that, right? But who the fuck would know that?
Nobody. I didn't even know that.
No one talks about it.
I used to drive over there all the time too.
But again, yeah. One day, or I don't know if you fucking whenever, go fucking walk around over there. It's all black people. It's all like
I'm gonna need you to come with me.
That's fine.
Like
you know,
I will need a chaperone.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like it was fucking dope, and like that shit inspired me. I was like, holy shit, fucking finally, there's something here, right? But of course, like in the world though, at least or in America, the hub of that shit is Atlanta. You go to Atlanta, and black people are fucking kings out there because it's number black people, right? And that shit is dope. However, on the grand scale of things that I'm talking about right now, that is the reason why we harp on the N-word. That is the reason why we get mad at all this shit, because we have nothing at this point. Someone tell me what we have. There was a video, like, you guys can't see my hair because of the background and everything like that, right? But, like I sponge my hair and, like, it makes these curls, right? There was a video of, and she was very dope. Shout out to her. But there was a hairstylist she was Asian. And I don't know if this was China or Korea or wherever, but she literally turned this Asian man's hair. It was like, it was Asian, so it was straight and everything, right? She turned his hair to look like mine. And by the end of it looked just like mine.
Yeah, but it's classy when they do it.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and again, great and all. That's cool. That's fine. Like I told my girl last night, I was like, and I was like, with the music, right? I was like, you have these K-pop artists, they'll come over here and they'll do these huge songs with like these black rappers and stuff like that. And it'll do so well fucking in Korea and everything like that, right? I'm like, but you don't have no, like, Drake did a song with Bad Bunny and spoke Spanish, right? You mean tell me Drake can't do a fucking K-pop song and speak Korean? If he spoke Spanish, like all you need is just someone to coach you through it,
Yeah.
right?
True.
But you don't hear that shit because it's not gonna fucking sell. Want to hear niggas doing that shit? Like, and that's the thing. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you fucking the closest I've ever seen to a black person making Spanish music is Mos Def, and all those songs weren't popular. No one gave a shit. However, you have the Bad Bunnies. You have all these people come over. Fucking Bad Bunny, who I love, first of all. That dude's amazing. Bad Bunny is just a Spanish Travis Scott. There is no difference. He is a Spanish Travis Scott. Actually, there's a difference. Like, Travis Scott makes his own beats and shit. I don't know what the fuck Bad Bunny does. All right? I don't know if he writes his music, whatever. If he does, great. He fucking records it, that's fine. So he does, like, typical rapper shit. But Travis Scott makes the beats. I believe he engineers his shit. Fucking, like, he's a genius musically. Right? So all these fucking songs that you hear and everything, that's all Travis Scott. But Bad Bunny literally just he's just a Hispanic Travis Scott. There's no difference. There's no difference. But that shit over there sells like hotcakes. Over here, so like fucking hotcakes. You can't put one of our artists over there and they won't do shit. They won't do a damn thing. Fucking when reggaeton was popular and shit, these artists came over, made these songs with black people. They fucking blew up. Mm-hmm. You saw no black people making reggaeton songs. None. Not one. Who?
Pitbull?
He ain't even. He what the fuck? Like, he came in with black people and then left niggas.
I'm reaching right now.
It's just if I sound like I'm fucking complaining, I don't know at this point. I just want people to see what I'm talking about. Just understand it. Please, like, just get what I'm talking about. That's the
thing. They don't. Just because I said earlier, they won't understand it. The people that are like are basically saying you're just complaining and stuff like that. They're never gonna understand it because they're not part of the culture and because they're from a different culture where stuff, it gets borrowed, but you can never take it away.
Ever.
Like, their presence will never be erased from that thing. So they'll never really understand. It's that shit. Like, if you've never gone through it. You could say like, oh, like, you know, when people are like, oh, thoughts and prayers, oh,
right,
shit like that. They could do that, but they don't really understand what it's like to go through that shit.
Fucking think about like boxing and shit. Boxing, you have Mexicans they're so tough, like that Mexican style, right? Cubans, great amateurs, very skilled. You can go down the list and everything. Fucking Puerto Ricans, like great, like body artists and shit like that, right? You can just go down the list, right? When it comes to niggas, they don't get named as anything. It just goes to like Americans, but most boxers who are American are niggas. And it's like, wait, we make the most money in the fucking sport. We've done the best in the sport. Like 9 times out of 10, we're the most skilled in the sport. But they don't even name us as anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, people need to see this shit. You really need to see it. I know if you were out there doubting what I'm saying, you're just a piece of shit because you know what I'm talking about. All right, you know what the fuck I am talking about. You can't. I want people to really, really think and tell me what is black culture without thinking about a fucking stereotype. I bet you they can't. Like, and that's the shit that's just crazy to me. Like, when people think about black culture, they think of so many fucking stereotypes.
So what's something that's part of black culture that's not a stereotype?
That's not a stereotype. It's something that's fucking clothing. So again, that's why I'm saying clothing because I'm like, that's one it's a slippery slope. Like, so tell me how black people dress. I'll tell you how we dress. Like, if you involve anything with us sagging and shit, you're racist. Like, I think it ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, that is something that we created. That is a part of black culture and everything like that. But that's total different. It's total different shit. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go to the black arts and everything like that. When it comes to dance, most of the fucking dances that at least fucking people do today, that's all us. But who? I mean, come on. They ain't gonna give us no credit for that. Like fucking the Dougie and all that shit and fucking all that shit got started by niggas in a basement, niggas in the projects and all that shit, and then they fucking hit Good Morning America. You got these white moms. Oh yeah, I taught my son how to Dougie, and he's been doing it and fucking dabbing and everything. Like you don't even know who fucking started anymore. Doesn't matter. It's gone. It's not yours anymore. It's ours, and we're gonna profit off of it. Mind you, but fucking whatever.
But yeah, stop crying, man. What's the big deal, man?
Whatever, man. You guys want to be included, right? Right.
Slavery was 400 years ago, man. Oh, was it? It's not 400 years ago. It's crazy. That's
Yeah.
a lot sooner than you think.
Yeah. It's just...
And then I mean, I forgot where I heard it, but they were like, it was like he is smoother than the transition from slavery to the prison complex industry. I was just like, damn, it's fucking shit. Oh yeah, for the people that don't think slavery is still a thing, there's a reason why they say black people of color are like percentage wise way more in prison and like private prisons because they pay them like, I don't know, 8 cents an hour or something like that to work in their things while they profit off the rest.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Migrant workers, they're basically slaves. That was old Cesar Chavez thing. That was their protest. Pretty sure it's still fucking happening today. Where like they can't leave the farm. That's fucking crazy. Like they come to work. Like imagine you like applying for a job and then they're like, nah, you can't leave. You stay here. Or like they could like legally arrest you. So for people that keep saying like slavery was 400 years ago, that crap, like nope, still happening. Still happening. Systematic oppression. Conspiracy wise, it's bad. Reality wise, it's worse. Which is crazy because it's like 99% of the time, conspiracy theories and shit like that, they sound insane, right? Like think about like look up YouTube videos like saying like just a conspiracy video about anything. It sounds fucking insane. Systematic oppression for people of color, mainly black people, when you really start digging deep into it and the reality, it's fucking crazier than that.
It's the most logical thing, and
it's so fucking diabolical. So fucking diabolical. Like I heard like just a little part, I forgot where it was. It was like a snippet of a Breakfast Club interview. This guy, I don't know who he was, but he was talking about like when did this like quote unquote like the single parent black family thing, when did that happen? Because like
is also a stereotype. If you thought of like that in the whole, yeah, it's a stereotype.
Yeah, so like think about that. That's what you think about, right? When you think about black families, but that didn't start till like the 80s. Right? And it's because they needed that to happen. Like whoever, like the powers that be or whatever, needed that to fucking happen to dismantle their people.
Right.
Because if your family's not stable, then
you're going to turn to all these vices. You're going to turn to the streets. You're going to turn to the things that we also have all these other fucking things to fucking get you caught up and trapped.
Yeah.
You're going to turn to those. So.
But I get it. No one wants to think about this stuff. It's fucking depressing. But at least you're not part of the people that actually have to deal with it. You just get to profit and have fun off the stuff they create.
That fucking irks the shit out of me. I'm sorry. It'll always irk me. It's just and I know it's not racist because I'm not racist, right? And it has nothing to do with like you people who are different from me get to have fun off this shit. The thing is that you people who are different from me get to have fun off of it, and then you don't care that you're having fun off of it. And that's what fucking irks the fuck out of me. Like, cause I'm like there's so many things that are just like set around my job that I just look at people and I'm like, there's a girl who sits next to me, and she says a lot of like black slang and everything like that. The girl's Hispanic though, right? And it's funny because a lot of her vocabulary when it comes to like the slang things, it's very aggressive, right? So she says a lot of like things that we say that we usually use when we're being aggressive, right? So with me and that type of stuff, when you talk like that, you know, I always tell people, I tell people, everyone I meet or who I know, I always tell them this. I'm like, whatever you tell me, I'm gonna believe until I see otherwise. So if you tell me you fucking beat up 80 people, I'm gonna believe it. Not that doesn't mean that means I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I beat up 80 people. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. You know what I mean? Like, so if you like.
There's a bunch of people beat outside. Oh, there's 81 though. Can you handle it? Nah, 80 is my limit. Sorry.
80, bro.
80. All right.
When 81 comes in,
I'm out.
call the police. But 80, I got you, right? So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll believe you, right? So that comes a long way when it comes to like the way you carry yourself, like vernacular and things like that, right? So she says a lot of like very like aggressive type things. She says like, you know, as terms of endearment and jokes and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know, she's trying. It seems like she's quote unquote down with the culture, right? This same girl, she made her wallpaper. Was from last year's Christmas. She decided to make she made wrapping paper, which was basically just like this Christmas wallpaper, and she put all these wrappers on it, which I've already said that I guarantee she's not listened to like half that fucking wall, but whatever, right? It was funny because we were leaving today and she was in front of me and we're on the street. And like I said, this girl, mind you, she says a lot of very aggressive things. So I'm thinking, you know, you're used to, if you say those things, you'd have to be from somewhere or you're used to how it is outside with that type of terms and things like that, right? So it was this homeless guy who was asleep on the sidewalk. And he was propped up against this bridge and he was asleep. And you see all these people just walking past him. Like I said, this girl's in front of me, so I have my headphones on. I'm just walking. This girl literally fucking damn near crossed the street to not walk by this, like
just to not walk by.
Just not walk by him, right? And then it was funny to me because I'm like, now you say all this shit. You call Tekashi a snitch.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, you motherfucker, like, and of course, I just walk by the dude because I'm like, he's harmless and he's asleep. Like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. You want to take all this stuff that seems cool, right? And it's like, oh yeah, because they say it, we're gonna say it too. Yeah, great. But you don't want to be us. You don't want to come from these places that we come from. You don't even want to accept it. And then when you meet someone who is like that, you don't want to accept it from them. You'll do everything that you can to fucking downplay it.
Yep.
And make it mean nothing. Like, and it's just crazy to me. But then when these people come from these places or whatever, oh my god, they won't shut up about it. Like, it's the silliest shit in the world to me.
Oh my god, I had to rent an apartment in like this ghetto area for like 2 months.
Oh my god.
I think I'm hardcore now.
Oh my, yeah, I used to live in Long Beach. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's my favorite one. Yeah, I used to live in Long Beach. Yeah. It was crazy over there.
Downtown area so ghetto. No, it's not.
No, it's not at all.
It's
not at all. Yeah, I used to live on like 6th Street. Yeah, I was super ghetto. Like all the transits and the homeless. My God, yeah. So I'm super cool, and I'm just like,
yeah. If you come to a place where you can't walk on either side of the street, like you're like, oh, which side of the street do I cross? Then maybe you're from like a cool part of Long Beach. But
and I'm like, again, we're just saying Long Beach because we're from there, but any neighborhood. Any real hood, any real like area that you had, that shit was always cracking over there. You knew that. You know what I'm saying? You might...
If you didn't have to, while you're walking, like on the sidewalk and stuff, if you didn't have to, like, every, 5 seconds, just casually look back over your shoulder just to see if there's anyone behind you. If you didn't have grow up, like, with that weird fucking habit, you probably came from a good neighborhood.
Or walk with your back fucking not towards traffic. Yeah. Because you don't want to... You want to see what the fuck is coming towards you.
So fucked up.
Like,
oh man, I never realized we had these weird habits until someone pointed it out.
Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all this shit, and even that gets taken. That gets like fucking just minimalized and doesn't matter. And you know what? Who cares?
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. Whatever. Oh, like, well, how come you guys just didn't move? And it's just crazy because then, like, you have all these, again, like, I'm just using people that I work with because I see them the most, sadly, in my life.
Sorry, that's saying right there. Why didn't you just move? Like, yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
If you have that like as an option, like we could just move. You're not from a bad place.
Like, but like these people, they use our vernacular, our slang, they take our clothing, our music, and everything. But then they don't want to be fucking 3 feet in our neighborhoods. They don't even want to go anywhere near it.
Of course not.
Like, but you feel like you're entitled to fucking take these things, and you feel like you're entitled to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this and that, and it goes back to my point. I cannot walk into any hood in Mexico in whatever, right? I can't just walk in them bitches. I can't, right? Like, I'm not saying that they can walk in ours either. However, what I am saying is, I definitely know for certain on my end or whatever, something's gonna happen to me. Like, on y'all end, like, and that's the funny thing, because even in these neighborhoods or whatever, we'll pop on each other. We'll run up on each other and everything like that. But let a white person walk in the hood, we'd be like, yo, we gotta go. That nigga scary. Like, why is he here? What the fuck? Who is this?
The most dangerous guy in the room.
Like, this nigga, why are you here? Like, and I don't know, man. Like, I didn't want to make this whole podcast about that, but I feel like it was a good fucking conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, if you've gotten this far and you haven't like clicked away because you're one of those people that we talked about, like it's not serious and you want to downplay everything.
Yeah.
Really look into the whole, like, really start looking about what everything what Dwayne said, and then do fucking research on like the slavery thing. Like, is it really over? Do the fucking actual research on systematic oppression and what they've done to like black families and shit like that. Because I know for like Hispanics and stuff and Asians and stuff and the rest, I get it. Like our culture, yeah, stuff gets borrowed, but it doesn't get taken away like that. Understand that it happens to black people first and then it comes to us.
Yeah.
So don't think you're higher ranking or whatever. Because it will happen. Like as soon as like they're done taking all the culture from black people, as soon as that's over with, like, and there's nothing else to like mine,
Just gonna move on.
they're gonna move on. They're gonna move on to Hispanics. They're gonna move on to Asians. They're gonna move on to the rest. So you're not special. You're just sort of protected from it, like from it happening to you first.
Right. And that's the thing where I look at it just from a standpoint of, like I said, I might get angry and everything like that because, yes, I feel like my culture gets disrespected every day. And that's my opinion. You can take it however you want to take it, but I feel like we get disrespected every day. However, if you show at least appreciation or if you pay homage or whatever, I don't care. You can do whatever you want to do because that's another thing that's in our culture. We're very forgiving and understanding, and we're very accepting. And you can come on in. That's fine. You fuck with us, come on in then. You know what I'm saying? Just don't wear out your welcome. 1, 2, please don't disrespect the stuff that's here because, like, we made it. And that's the thing that I just want to really fucking push in people's like fucking mind. We made it. All right? It wasn't something that was fucking, oh, here's this plan that we're going to know. We fucking made it out of nothing. Why can't we just have it for ourselves? Why? What's wrong with that? At the end of the day, what's really wrong with that? Somebody tell me why when you go in the grocery stores and everything, there's a Hispanic section. There's an Asian section. You don't see a black section. There's just so much stuff, and like again, maybe you guys don't think about it like I do because I see that shit every day, and I'm just like, huh, this is our stuff though. It's called Cajun or Southern style. The fuck is that? It's insane. It's insane. And I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking about this shit because I'm kind of getting paranoid now because I feel like the world's just taking over everything that's black, and I'm gonna disappear one day probably. But
Oh no, who would my co-host be?
darn. As long as I'm here though, I'm gonna keep pushing this point home. This does not mean, like I said, that I dislike anybody. Y'all can do what the fuck y'all want to do. I really don't care. However, what I do care about is respecting the shit that comes from this side of the world. Just respect it. That's all I care about. When it comes from fucking us as black people to straight gangbanging culture, that's us too. All right, you gotta respect all that first. All right, I don't care what you do with this shit. Just respect it and know where the fucking shit came from. All right, you got kids on the internet right now fucking stealing black gang signs and just making like fucking like TikTok vids out of it, which is really weird. And you guys are really dumb. But again, like just we can't do that. We can't do none of that shit. We can't. But on to another topic to end it off. I thought about the last topic I wanted to get on, which is fucking dope.
Actual dope?
Actual dope. That's ours too. Stop using the shit. Leave it for us. No, but so I'm pretty sure everyone heard the story, or at least I hope you guys listen to the news or watch like world news and shit. But did you hear about the whole thing with El Chapo's son?
Yeah, Mexico was like a freaking war zone.
Right.
Just like a whole bunch of, you just see like, if you see like a faraway picture, it was just a whole bunch of just fire and smoke everywhere, like in towns.
The dope part about that, which none of this is like dope in the sense of like, oh my god, bloodshed and shit is dope. No. However, I want to give a special shout out to all the cartels out there. Shout out to y'all niggas for this reason. Like, this is why I fuck with Mexicans and I fuck with Mexico. Them niggas, all right. I don't know any black gang that can pull this shit off, right? The police came. They were like, "Hey, we need that nigga. You coming with us?" Arrested him. The cartel was like, "The fuck?"
As a collective, you heard it throughout the whole town. The fuck?
The fuck? Gay?
Gay?
Like, so they then, as a collective, went down to first the police station, and they were like, "Hey, we need him back." And they were like, first of all, this nigga's a criminal. Second of all, we don't have him here. All right? They was like, okay, cool. We don't get him back. It's going to be a lot of shit. A lot of shit's going to happen. Oh, you won't do anything. All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, you entitled to your opinion.
I mean, yeah, like niggas basically did, them cartel niggas basically just did the whole, you got me fucked up, nigga. Like, you got me all the way fucked up.
Oh, you think we playing games?
You niggas think we playing games out in this bitch. Okay. Them niggas came back a couple hours later. This is how you know. I don't hear nothing about none of this shit out here no more. I don't care, right? Them cartel niggas, they really with the shits. They came back. They had fucking 50 cal fully assault, like the shit you see in fucking like Terminator and shit, like the fucking big ass machine guns that Arnold was walking around with and everything like that. Yeah. Them shits was fucking attached to fucking Ford F-150s and PT Cruisers, right? These niggas rolling down the street.
That's where the PT Cruisers went.
They're all in Mexico. These niggas was rolling down the street and just busting on people and being like, "Oh no, you thought it was a game? Yeah, no. Until we get him back, we fucking all this up." And then they called they bluff, right? Because they kept doing it. And then they were like, fuck, we have to send in the army. And then niggas held off the entire Mexican army. And they were like, fuck. Give them back.
Guns provided by America. You're welcome, cartel.
Give them back. Fuck it. Give them back. Like, because they're not going to stop.
Did they get him back?
They got him back same day.
Holy shit.
Same day. They got him back. He was released.
Damn.
When have you ever heard of some shit out here happening to like a nigga who's like a known head honcho in a gang out here, and the gang go, hey, no, we need that nigga. Nah.
Yeah, he vital to our operation.
Yeah, and they're like, so? And they're like, oh, you think it's a game? We'll be back. And they actually get his ass back. And then not to mention, they didn't break him out. They didn't fucking like do some shit where it's like motherfucking, oh, let's send in like a different guard who's one of us and we sneak him through the tunnel. No.
Which they could.
They could have, right? No. They was like, you know what? We saw what happened to your dad. That was fucked up because we broke him out a couple times. Then now he's in fucking America. We can't get him, right? But you, nah, they gonna hand you over. Them niggas handed him over. Like, that's the hardest shit ever. I don't know what to say, man. I'm sorry. Like, again, I'm not trying to make light of this situation. However, this is I don't need like them niggas hard, bro. Like, and like I was telling Shirley, I was like, look, the one people, like I'm not scared of anything, right? But the one group of people that I question always, right? It's always them niggas that be in the fucking cowboy hats, in the fucking in the fucking like collared either polo or like the weird fucking rancher shirts with the boots who speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just in my mind, I'm determined to be like them niggas is in the cartel. Because I'm like, first of all, you're in America now. Why are you just still dressed like that? Like you're on like there's no ranch here. Like I don't get it.
I had a pair of boots growing up like that, and I always questioned too. I was just like, why does every Mexican have like a pair of boots like this? I was like, this is weird. Like, no one ever had to answer me. They were like, God.
Nah, them, and because it was funny because in the videos and shit that was like posted on social media and shit, it was them niggas that was hopping in them fucking F-150s. Like, and I was like, look, I told niggas, I'm like, them niggas, I don't fuck with them niggas. All right, them niggas will kill you. They don't care. Okay, so this is just my personal PSA. You run into one of them niggas, leave it alone. All right, they's connected all throughout this bitch. All right, I'm not playing with them cartel niggas.
Yeah, we's connected.
I'm not playing with them cartel niggas at all. All right, I'm not doing that. Shout out to them. Shout out to fucking El Chapo's son. Fucking Viva La Mexico.
Glad you're home.
Like, I just don't know. And then here's the thing: there's no reports. They haven't got him back. The police haven't been like, oh yeah, we got him back in custody. None of that. They was like, yeah, first of all, give him back. Second of all, don't come looking for that nigga. We got shit to do. Fuck you doing. And
probably just out partying.
And the Mexican government was just like, man, damn it.
Don't play too much.
We can't do our job. Fuck.
We're just playing, God.
Come on, we're trying to do our job and be actual fucking politicians and shit. And be an actual law enforcement.
You know what? They were probably pissed because the police and shit were probably getting paid off, and then they still like took them in.
That was the thing that
probably happened.
Well, that was the stuff that I was reading. Because apparently, like, the Mexican president right now, he had such a strong stance against the cartels.
Right.
So this was like, I think his first act of like standing up to them.
Good job, man.
It now looks horrible because he just fucking they're like, oh, you think we playing? Yeah. And they got who they wanted back, but they were talking about it's funny because the cartel runs so much shit out there. They were like, when you give them what they want, it's so peaceful out there. It's when you don't that this shit happens. Like, 'cause they control so much out there. They control the peace out there.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Shout out to Mexico, man. Them niggas, y'all hard, bro. Like
the real government in Mexico is the cartel.
Is the cartel. Like, think about that. Just imagine if all these gangs and shit out here got together and was like, you know what?
We're gonna run things.
Yeah, we're gonna
protect the actual people that need protecting while like all this stuff is going down.
Just think about that. That's what they done out there. In my girls.
It'd actually be a great way to run things. Like they run stuff locally, and then the big ones, all they do is focus on like infrastructure and shit like that.
This is us thinking about ways that the gangs can run the world.
It would be though, right? Because like locally, everything would be handled because locally they would be living in those areas, so they actually know what's going on, and they talk to whoever they got to talk to, and then the bigger ones handle like the big infrastructure stuff, like where like our water reservoirs are and power, electricity.
Hey, I won't say that it's not possible. I do. I know a great amount of gang members who are geniuses, so I'm not saying that. I don't think I'm not going to say that they don't have the mental capacity. However, I will say that the organization for that to be pulled off is like A1. And that's the one thing about gangs, especially out here. They ain't the most organized. So it's a little different than them cartel niggas. They run under one person, and they just kind of do what the fuck they supposed to do. Like, at least from, I should say, one person who's in that cartel, because there's a bunch of other cartels out there, and that's why they always be like,
right. But it
beefing
was
and
like
shit.
the narco shit, the whole like the head cartel like got all these cartels
Right.
together, and then they
Right.
kind of work in their separate areas.
Yeah.
They all kind of work together.
They stay out that shit
And
unless,
as long as it's peaceful between
Yeah.
them, it's fine.
and that's pretty much what I was saying with the whole, like, they created the peace out there because
Yeah.
they were like, okay, we're gonna stop beefing. Y'all get money over here. We get money over here. Y'all get money over here, and then that's it. Everything else we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, so that I thought that was like,
It's like if corporations cared about the areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. I'm done.
Yeah, that's good too. So think about all that. Think about the black culture, stealing, and Mexico cartels.
No, it was Trump being lynched,
Yeah.
and then the world taking black culture, and then shout out to the Mexican cartels.
Yeah. It all flows together.
If
It all makes sense.
any cartel members out there want to support this podcast, you can. You can go to. However, we will not peddle any drugs for you. I'm sorry,
we don't even travel.
Nope, sorry. And then my ass is pretty small, man. I can't put nothing in there. At least I don't think I can. Don't want to.
Not for those purposes, at least.
Yeah.
Not for drug purposes.
Not for fun.
Damn it.
What?
Sorry.
And the funny thing, them cartel niggas, they be sending, like, sometimes, right, when they send like those chicks over, right, they be bad. I'm like, you got a whole brick in your vagina and you that bad? Damn. I'm like, it had whoever found them had to be like a perv. They were just like, man, let me strip search her. Oh my God, there's cocaine in there.
They're like, oh my God, there's cocaine in there.
Oh my God. You gonna miss that flight?
Oh my God, she came cocaine.
What you gonna do to get back on that flight, huh? Gonna fuck me with that cocaine? Fuck me with that cocaine,
God,
girl.
imagine just eating pussy and like sniffing coke at the same time.
Nah, getting the coke in your tongue. Why is my tongue
shit.
numb?
You go for hours, eat for hours and hours with the numb tongue.
I can't feel anything. She passed out. She came so much. She's
Oh
like,
man, would that make the clit numb though? Oh shit.
hey, anyone out there who's tried that, go please comment
Let us
below.
know. It's a question.
Let us know.
That's how we're gonna end the podcast.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna
Does
end it.
cocaine make the clit numb?
Yep. Again, I didn't think of that. Mark did, because Mark a freak. But y'all all knew that, so shout out to Mark.
true.
Sliding them DMs, all that cool stuff.
You can find us on youtube.com/how do I know you. You could find us on Spotify, podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere. Search for us, How Do I Know You. Search for us, HDIKY.
Yep.
You could find us on Instagram and Twitter at HDIKY1.
Numero uno.
You can find my personal one at Mr. Lucky005, Instagram and Twitter.
My Twitter is DC Junior 13. Follow me there. And my Instagram is DC Junior BFSB. You can follow me there if you want as well. I'm not really on there much, but Twitter, I be in there. I be popping.
And we also started our financial video services on our YouTube right here on this page. Let us know what you think about that too as well.
Yeah, please go look at that. We're going to do a lot of those coming up very soon. So you're going to see a lot of financial shit because it's something that we both like to get into. It's something. It's a very cool topic, and then I feel like it's one of the topics that the deeper you get into it, pause. The more that you find yourself being like, oh shit, we could do that. Oh shit, you could do that, and everything like that. And it's to me, it is besides like I would say like I guess workout advice on the internet. I feel like financial advice is like the number one most useful thing on the internet.
Yeah, and we will put it in ways where. I want to say, like, before I started looking at this stuff and before Dwayne started telling me stuff, I used to think it was, like, the most complex shit in the world.
Yeah.
It's not that complex. And we'll put it in ways where, hopefully, it's even easier than that.
Right. Once you, like, really research it, like, I've done, like, a lot of research on these things. Like, once you break it down, it's basically, it's so simple, but they make it fucking, like, look like Chinese. But
right. And it's just kind of,
simple.
it's just words, you know, like the wording, the language, and all that crap makes it we'll break it down.
Right. But other than that, like we always say, if I don't know and you don't know,
who really knows?
How do I know you? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Once again, please subscribe to us on YouTube. 5-star reviews on all your podcast services, DSPs, whatever the fuck you stream this shit on. Continue to support us. We'll continue to be able to create this content for y'all. Let's